Psycho reporters, or if you're new here, welcome newbies. If you like my sweatshirt, there's plenty more like it at realitymerch.com. So this W magazine cover, can we get into how fake it seems, how suspicious it is? Because I have a lot to say, okay? So yesterday, a leaked copy of the W magazine cover, December issue, that Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott, and their daughter Stormy Webster were all supposed to be on. Remember, I did a video on this where W magazine decided to not issue this copy because of the Astroworld tragedy where 10 plus people were killed and hundreds of people are injured, okay? Yet somehow, some way, someone is out there in broad daylight at the park waving around a copy of the magazine that was not supposed to see the light of day. So let's get into why I think this leak is both strategic and suspicious. So the JasmineBrand.com managed to grab all of the photos before they were deleted from the Instagram page that posted them all up. And so you'll see photos of Kylie and Travis lovingly in bed like a couple, him with his shirt off, her in her negligee, looking very intimate. We see them cuddling very intimately with their daughter in the bottom and everything, playing with their daughter, everything. It all looks so intimate, like a happy family. But then when you read the quote, it gets weird, okay? So here's a quote under the photograph of Kylie and Travis cuddling in bed, him with his shirt off, her in her negligee. Mind you, she's pregnant with their second child. Yet the quote says, Travis and Kylie seemed very comfortable under the sheets, but even though they will soon have 2 children together, they are not a couple and haven't been in 2 years. So then why the hell are they looking so intimate in all of these photos? It doesn't make sense. To me anyway. Either you are or you're not. Like, are they F-buddies? Do they just decide that they wanted to mix genes for life together, like for fun? Like, what is it? Kylie Jenner is only 24 years old. So this was not even necessary for her to do. Like, they were a couple when they had Stormy, but that doesn't mean that they needed to go ahead and plan to have a second one for no real reason if there are no romantic feelings there or romantic connection between the two of them. Like, to me anyway, I don't know, maybe I'm looking at things too traditionally, but it just seems like they were announcing the fact that they were going to announce the fact that they were officially a couple, but based on the way Astroworld went down with all those people dying at the festival, all those people injured, and Travis being there, like continuing on with the show, even though people were screaming about everything that was happening in the crowd and him essentially being canceled and dropped from many endorsements, Kylie's team, aka Kris Jenner, went to W magazine and said, here, can we adjust what was going to be said and leak the thing anyway, just to make sure that all of this is out there. I think it's a little bit too strategic, a little bit too convenient that this W magazine issue with all of these photos, very intimate photos, was going to claim that Kylie and Travis were not a real couple. I think that they were supposed to come out as a couple, but with everything that happened in Astroworld, Kylie needs to distance herself from him in order to continue to maintain her very lucrative brand. Here's another photo of the two of them in bed looking very loving, like they just woke up in the morning or something, with another quote that just does not match the photo. It says, approach to be as expansive as possible, focusing on chosen and unconventional families as much as on traditional ones. That's when Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott, and their beautiful daughter Stormy Webster came to mind for our cover story. We learned that the elusive and hugely successful Jenner was pregnant with her second child with one of the world's most famous musicians, but we were also reminded that despite their growing brood, Jenner and Scott are not actually a couple. Here was a real example of a family operating on their own terms. You see how weird that is? They have to say it twice. Why did they have to say it twice other than to just emphasize it for us in order to help distance her from the Astroworld tragedy? It's too much. It's really forced. It's really, as some would say, ham-fisted. They're really trying to drive the point home, which makes it just so suspicious to me. And mind you, TMZ, which everyone accuses, myself included, of being on the Kardashian payroll, is saying themselves, listen, sources close to the two of them, Kylie and Travis, tell us that they're still very much together as a couple. So if even TMZ, who usually has all the juice and all the tea and usually tries to really fluff things up for the Kardashian-Jenner family, is saying that they're not buying what's being said in this W magazine issue about them not being a couple, like that they really are a couple, you kind of have to go, who would benefit from the idea that they're not a couple? Kylie Jenner, of course, and the Kardashian-Jenner family. And who has the most pull out of pretty much anybody in the PR celebrity game? Kris Jenner. And again, why would Kylie be taking these types of photos? Look at this one. She's hugged up with Travis Scott, whispering in his ear ever so lovingly as their daughter Stormi is there. Another one of them cuddling up together, him topless, her in her lingerie. A second one of them, you know, just with the daughter and everything, like looking over. It's a collage of the 3 photos here. Travis is holding Stormi in the bottom right, and Kylie is pregnant, showing off her bump and looking at the 2 of them. Like, it's just so odd. It really is. Again, Kylie is only 24 years old. Why would she need to live her life this way at this young age? It just does not really make any sense. And then this one where it looks like Travis just woke up, he's rubbing his eyes and she's like all over him and everything. And you guys want us to believe that these photos were all shot to prove that you're not a couple? It doesn't make any sense. How did you get baby number 2 if all of these loving photos are all just, I don't know, like, was it immaculate conception? Why? Like, does it explain? It doesn't even explain why they would go ahead and have a second child together if they were not a couple. And I do find it a little bit insulting that they're saying that this is like a family doing things on their own terms. Listen, families have been doing this on their own terms for a long time, except they've been called every name under the sun, like illegitimate, ghetto, baby mamas, baby daddies, an epidemic, a destruction of the family, etc., etc. So why is it being heralded as this beautiful, romantic, newfound thing when Kylie and Travis are involved? To me, basically what they're saying is this is just a baby mama, baby daddy situation, and they're making the most of it. So, you know, like, why is it being all dressed up like that? The whole thing is, to me, an insult to her intelligence, you know, at best. At best. I think that these photos were already shot, and then Kris decided to spin it. She said, listen, I know the photos are already shot, but can we by chance change up what's been written below them? They're not going to come out as a couple. Instead, we need to distance Kylie from this ASAP. We've got our Hulu show coming up, which, by the way, they've erased Travis from the Hulu show. So why wouldn't they want to erase the mention of the relationship from this magazine special? Do you feel the same way? Is this a little bit suspicious to you too, or is it not? Make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.